Never in my wildest dreams did I anticipate that Zenguin would be so unbelievably effective for anyone in menopause or who has hormonal kind of swings or in chronic pain. Um, when I was creating Zenguin, and putting the resources together, made perfect sense that it was going to be brilliant for families, and it was going to be great for schools and other healthcare professionals and even small businesses and organizations. But I really didn't see this coming, that Zenguin would end up being such a phenomenal resource for anyone who is experiencing perimenopause or postmenopause. And it really has to do with my own personal journey with it, because without realizing it, because I'm up to my eyeballs in Zenguin every day, I teach Zenguin every day, I use the strategies myself all the time. I don't teach anything I don't use, never have. It's one of my criteria for working as a professional. So it's never just theoretical. It has to work in real life for me and the people that I work with. And I navigated the first few phases of menopause kind of okay. It was tricky. I knew that hot flushes would be coming. I knew that certain things would be coming because my mum was quite vocal about those, and I could see those. There were so many aspects of menopause which I didn't see coming and which knocked me on my backside. And with each of the different phases, there was a different sort of stress or distressing thing that would sort of show. So in the beginning, when you're sort of on the entry ramp into menopause and you're in perimenopause, and suddenly your periods become really irregular and you don't know when the heck they're going to show up, that can be sort of stressful for people. When you've got regular periods, you can do things like know what you can wear, know that you can wear white trousers. You can plan stuff so that you're near a bathroom if you need to be, if you have particularly heavy days, that kind of stuff. When it starts to go sort of very erratic and then suddenly catches you unawares, you've got no way of really knowing when those things are going to happen. So that was an adjustment. And then the hot flushes started, and no one talks about peeing in the middle of the night. And it sounds almost kind of comedic, but I gotta say, I think that was one of the most difficult bits for me in the beginning, was just having to get up to pee. At one point, it was every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes, and completely throughout the night, so that I get to the morning and I just had no sleep at all, night after night after night after night. And then these hot flushes that they're not like, if you're watching this and you have them, they're not like when you're explaining them to someone. I was explaining them to my husband. It's not like going, somewhere on a hot day and you just get like flushed face. It was this sort of volcanic thing that happens, in your abdomen and just goes, and then leaves you feeling clammy and ick and just gross. And sometimes you might be able to change your clothes, and sometimes you may not. And I navigated all of that without HRT, without realizing it. Not that I would ever suggest that people don't use HRT. This was just my personal example. And it happened because I wasn't really aware of it, because I was using the Zenguin strategies without realizing it. So I navigated all of that bit, and I got to the year after your last period, and I thought, fantastic. Okay, that was rough, but it's over. Okay, great. I can now go and do my thing. Oh my God. No one really mentioned what I call phase 3, which is shortly after that. I got absolutely knocked sideways with multiple, at the same time, really, really severe infections that I didn't know what the hell was happening. And underneath that was debilitating atrophy, which I had to get the infections cleared before I could tackle that bit. and didn't know what the hell to use, what would work. Some medical stuff worked, some of it didn't, some antibiotics didn't work. And I spent, a couple of years searching the internet for anything I could get my hands on to try and, like, bit by bit, tackle these symptoms. Meanwhile, I kid you not, I was completely debilitated for a portion of time. I couldn't sit, couldn't walk. Even now, I'm still finding, things to help and trying them out. And there was one day when I'd got a bit better, and then something had happened and I didn't know what it was. And I felt like I went, 20 steps backwards. And my husband was home, and I just went in the spare room and closed the door, and I was really tearful, and I was desperate, and I was despairing, and I didn't know what to do, and I was just sitting there, just feeling awful. And I started to instinctively use the Zenguin strategies that I teach other people. Started to feel better. And all of a sudden it hit me like an absolute bolt out of the blue. One, I realized, oh my God, I've managed to navigate all of this without any HRT. And then I realized, oh my God, like, the only reason why I haven't lost my marbles or lost my shit is because I've had these strategies that I, without realizing, was just using on a daily basis to navigate the challenges that were happening. And sitting there on the bed on my own in the spare room, I thought, oh my God, of course, we need to make Zenguin available for anybody who is navigating menopause, or anyone. I've since then used Zenguin, and it's helped people that I work with who've got chronic pain. It helped me. I've had chronic pain. And it's helped people who have hormone, sort of big hormone fluctuations, of any age, not just sort of menopause, younger people too. Also some people who are transitioning and who've used Zenguin strategies. And I thought, we just have to make this available for any person, in those categories who would like some extra tools in their tool bag. Because menopause in particular, you're going to find tools from all sorts of, you're going to have supplements that will help. You're going to have, dietary stuff that helps. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that helps. But I was reading that the NHS are now offering CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, on the NHS for women who are menopausal, to help with some of the symptoms. But CBT is what we call a top-down strategy. It focuses on thoughts and beliefs. It's a neck-up strategy. It's about things that we might be aware of. And menopause, anyone who is vaguely experiencing it of any stage knows it doesn't happen from the neck up. It is a whole body experience, like massively. And so we need a whole body kit. We need something that addresses what happens in the whole body. So this is I'm just beginning to put this out there for people, and I'll do more videos on it. And this is just as kind of a preamble ramble to, just start putting feelers out. But oh my God, if I hadn't had the Zenguin strategies to help me personally navigate some extremely challenging, debilitating experiences with menopause and chronic pain, I don't know what I would have done. Really, truly. And it's not going to make, all symptoms go away, Zenguin strategies, at all. What it will do, though, what it did for me, was just make them more manageable, give me tools to at least navigate them in a sort of a slightly more easeful way than I would do without the tools. So that was a bit of a ramble. If you are experiencing menopause of any phase, or you have chronic pain, or you are, just looking for some extra strategies, by all means, come and put your details in the form below, and we'll chat, send some info, whatever it is that you need. But I'd love to hear from you.